HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Happy Father's Day and good Sunday evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news tonight, the Bahamas is a beautiful place, but don't leave your street smarts at home. That's according to acting U.S. Charge d'Affaires John Armstrong, who accompanied U.S. Embassy Vice Consul Kathleen Kyer as she returned to St. Francis Xavier Cathedral for worship this morning. Last week, Sunday, the 74-year-old diplomat was reportedly assaulted and robbed while on the way to church. But today she told reporters that she's doing much better and holds no grudges. Charisma Robinson has a story.
United States Embassy Vice Consul 74-year-old Kathleen Kyer has been attending St. Francis Xavier Cathedral every Sunday since she arrived here in the Bahamas this past February, and she says she's doing much better since a robbery incident last week. It's been reported that when the Vice Consul walked to St. Francis on West Hill Street around 11 a.m. last week Sunday, a man allegedly pushed her to the ground and stole her purse, cash, and jewelry.
Once you've been attacked, you do have feelings. If somebody stops you on the street, you kind of jolt. But actually, I'm fine. I want to thank everybody for all the help and all the support, and everybody's been super. My room looks like a florist shop with all the flowers and everything, and I think that everybody's been terrific. And I know it's just one bad person, and all the Bahamians have been so nice and so supportive.
Following the robbery, there was a one-day delay in visa services at the U.S. Embassy due to her absence. Ms. Kyer has since returned to work and services are back to normal. She says, though, the incident has taught her to be more alert of her surroundings.
I've lived in many countries, and this isn't a problem just for the Bahamas. I've lived in countries where you always have to watch what you're doing, where you're going, what's happening, and be aware of, yourself and others. And I'll be even more aware now.
While the incident did send shockwaves throughout the community, acting U.S. Charge d'Affaires John Armstrong maintains that the relationship between the Bahamas and the U.S. remains intact.
Our friendship, our relationship is strong. This is a problem. Again, we support the Bahamas dealing with this problem. We want to work together. We want to help. And that's where we are. I don't think any interpretation of it being a blow to our relationship, I think, would probably be an over-interpretation. Minister Mitchell pointed out, and I believe in the House, the Bahamian government does sometimes, when there's issues with the safety of Bahamians going to the United States, we have issued messages to American citizens. Of course, those messages still stand. The Bahamas is a beautiful place, but don't leave your street smarts at home.
Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell reiterated the government's commitment to ensure that the country always remains safe.
We deeply regret and deplore what happened. It's not symptomatic, I think, of the general state of what is going on in the Bahamas. Certainly there's no intent toward U.S. diplomats or toward our visitors. The country should be safe. The government's committed to making sure that it's safe. And all the officials have been prepped about this to be sure that we do everything in our power to make sure that this doesn't happen again. But the main thing is to be sure that she's fine, and I take it she's back at work. The Charge described you as a trooper, and so it looks that way to me, and I hope that you continue to do well.
Catholic Diocese Archbishop Patrick Pinder expressed deep regrets over what happened and was happy to see that Ms. Kyer is doing well. Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.
St. Francis Xavier Cathedral honored 7 outstanding fathers today who have contributed significantly to the Catholic community and the country. We spoke to a few of the honorees who received a plaque in a special treat.
I feel very great being a father, the role the Ice played and the role my children have played. So I'm grateful, and to God be the glory.
Well, this is great. I never expected this, but I am enjoying it. And I feel good being a father. I have 6 lovely children, and I love them. I was not expecting, but I feel good about it.
And how do you feel about being a father? What's make you proud about being a father?
I'm extra proud because all my children are good to me. All my kids are good to me. Everyone.
How many kids do you have?
Well, I have 13.
Okay. And what are you going to be doing this Father's Day other than church?
Well, we're supposed to have a celebration, really. You know, I'm looking forward to that.
Fathers were encouraged to take responsibility for the children in their life during the Father's Day service at Faith United Missionary Baptist Church this morning. In his sermon, Senior Pastor Reverend William Thompson admonished fathers to become role models for their children and the community. A number of special awards were given to several fathers, including National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage, Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Roderick Bowe, Jun16th Corporation of New Providence Chairman Silbert Ferguson, and members of the Platinum Riders Club. Dr. Nottage challenged men nationwide to take their role in the family seriously.
Who has a child would take care of his child. There would be no need for them to be mentored by others. But where we do know that there are fathers who fall down on the job, there are many, many other young Bahamians who are prepared through these various organizations to give time to children, to mentor them, to give them ideas, to be someone to whom they could come for advice, and so forth and so on. Teachers do it all the time, coaches do it, youth organization workers do it. We just need more volunteers to do it.
Members of the Platinum Riders Bikers Club found it fitting to spend their Father's Day morning in church, but the special moment of the service came when National Emergency Management Agency Director Captain Stephen Russell was named Father of the Year.
A young man who I served with on board my ship, HMS Bahamas, he brought me a Father's Day card. He's not my son, but we served together for a number of years on board the ship, and just discussing things about life. And he just wanted to send me a card some 4 years ago. Just said, "Thank you for being there, serving as a father, you're the only father I know." This is what he told me. He wrote himself in the card.
Coming to church today is also a privilege to be with my fellow Platinum Riders, and just in the house of God, just worshiping on that day. And notice I've seen a lot of celebrities inside. I was privileged also to be among the celebrities. So hopefully the rest of the day will be good for me.
He's been putting service above self for years and has made a significant contribution to national law enforcement. And today, officer in charge of the Urban Renewal 2.0 program, Superintendent Stephen Dean, was named Father of the Year at the Church of God of Prophecy on Meadow Street. During the special Father's Day presentation, Superintendent Dean, who's also a father of two, told ZNS News that he is thankful to have touched the lives of so many people and is appreciative that his love for country has been recognized.
A lot for me because I'm a teacher here at my church. I'm a Sunday school teacher here, and I've been able to impact the life of many young people, to touch the life of many young people. This is a clear demonstration that what I've been said have been inwardly digested by many, that people I've seen productive life. I've seen some of our young people went on to colleges. Our young people in this church are doing extremely well, and I'm glad I'm here as an example to continue to encourage them, to motivate them. We believe, oftentimes our young people are castigated for the bad they're doing, but we don't often celebrate the good. And my business and looking at the youth is celebrating the good of young people. There are many positive things young people have been doing. There are much more over in the bad.
It's been about a week since Prime Minister Perry Christie had a very productive meeting with the President of China in Port of Spain, Trinidad. During that visit, the nation's chief thanked the Chinese president for the gift to construct the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, some $8 million for a number of projects already identified, and an additional $5 million China offered last year. At the Urban Renewal Program's Father's Day luncheon yesterday, Prime Minister Christie gave ZNS News an update on how the government plans to allocate those funds.
The government has only sort of made a decision with respect to the first $5 million grant of the Chinese. This $8 million we will look at and see how best to use the grant. But we have a number of very live issues that we're pursuing, and I'm sure we will have a lot of things to do, and a lot of people will be making requests of how that should be used. But we haven't yet decided, no.
It appears appears as if some St. John's College parents and seniors have resigned to the decision handed down by Anglican Bishop the Right Reverend Leish Boyd to cancel this year's graduation exercise. Today, parents and students were supposed to attend a local church where the bishop was expected to deliver the sermon in protest. However, when our news team visited the church, there was no student or parents visible. A number of parents told us by telephone that the protest made no sense, as the bishop clearly does not intend to change his mind. The Anglican Central Education Authority released a statement explaining that the authority based its decision to a breach of the educational policies and school rules which misrepresented the organization and showed total disregard for the Anglican ethos. A member of the class of 2013 hinted that some students reportedly plan to protest in front of Parliament tomorrow. Meanwhile, some parents are hoping to have an alternative graduation ceremony for their children. It's a developing story ZNS News will continue to follow. When the weekend edition continues, Crab Fest 2013 is now history. Hear how it all went down coming up.
The journalist post-1973 has inherited not only the freedom of independence, but the privilege of telling the story of the Bahamas as she comes of age. 4 changes in leadership, for example, speak to an electorate that understands the freedom it has with its democracy. A more educated citizen continues to ask the questions, challenging perceived injustices, for example, that put a hold on things like capital punishment. And every day we continue to debate issues like where the Bahamas fits into the new world order, what we're going to do about rising crime now and into the future, and what the next leader of the country should look like. Well, what's the next angle of the story? I can't wait to find out.